Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jackson, aka Nothing Speaks to Me, and today we're going to be reviewing the movie Send Help. Okay, time for the spoiler-free portion of this video. Send Help is a 2026 movie directed by Sam Raimi. It's a survival horror thriller that follows Linda Little, played by Rachel McAdams, and her demanding boss, Bradley Preston, played by Dylan O'Brien. After a plane crash leaves them as sole survivors on a remote island, they are forced to work together to survive. Okay, now time for the spoilers. If you have not seen this movie, go ahead and click off of this video, go watch the movie, and then come back. Okay, this movie starts off with this really hardworking lady named Linda Little. Right off the bat, you can kind of tell that she's not the most favorite in her office.
Can't sit with us!
From the start of this movie, we see Linda trying to make conversation with her coworkers inside the office. They just ignore her. She'll ask questions, and then other people will come up and just interrupt and start having conversations and then act like she's not there. They also get really weirded out if she kind of tries to be a part of the group. If she inserts herself, they kind of just act like she's really strange and weird. We then get to see Linda at her house. It's very brief, but we get to see her as she's making a sandwich, specifically a tuna sandwich for her work lunch the next day.
Beautiful morning, sister.
Hey, don't fucking talk to us!
We also get to see her little bird. It's named Sweetie. She lives alone with this bird, and they have a really nice bond.
Simon, don't touch my phone.
And we get to see her while she sips some wine. They share a piece of, I think it's peanut butter toast, and they're just enjoying their night together. Back at work, we get to see Linda. She's been working really hard on this report for an upcoming meeting. She's put in endless hours, weeks of work.
Been working like a dog just to keep my family fed.
Into this one presentation. Her boss comes by and picks it up, and she goes to follow him into the meeting because she was invited to this meeting, but he says there's no point, that she's not really wanted there, that it's only supposed to be a couple of people, but since there's a sticky note with her name on the top of the stack of papers, that they'll know that how much work she put in and that it was from her. We then see him walk away, and as he walks away, he actually takes the sticky note portion of it and puts it on the bottom, to which she kind of follows him to the conference room, and whenever she gets over there, she actually sees him rip off the sticky note, just crumble it up and throw it in the trash. And then he presents the paperwork to the group as if he worked on it, and he says how it took him countless nights to put it together.
I actually did it myself. Yeah.
So from the start, we get to see how everyone in the company kind of overlooks her and how certain people take advantage of her. She goes back to her desk to where she starts eating her lunch, that tuna sandwich she made the night before with Sweetie. And that's actually when her new boss, played by Dylan O'Brien, Mr. Bradley, comes into the office, and he's going around just introducing himself to all of his new employees. This actually makes Linda excited because she has actually met Bradley the year before at the Christmas party. Because his father used to be the owner of this company, the CEO, and he actually passed away handing down his company to his son. But while he was alive at the Christmas party, he talked about Linda, introduced his son to Linda, and said how much of an asset she is and how she's next in line for the VP position. So with Linda having that meeting fresh in her mind, she rushes to go reintroduce herself to Bradley, to which he has no recollection of her. He does not remember her whatsoever, and she tries to jog his memory. He lies and says that he remembers her just because he doesn't want to seem rude.
Who are you?
I'm Pam. Who are you?
I'm the owner of this house.
Oh.
So then she goes on to ramble about how sorry she is about his father passing and how excited she is for him, to which the entire time Bradley is just staring at the corner of her mouth, like roughly here, right where she has a piece of tuna from the sandwich she was eating. He can't focus on anything she's saying. He's just staring intensely at that tuna. He goes ahead and accepts all of her condolences and says that he needs to get back to work, and she does as well.
Get back to fucking work.
He goes into his office to where he looks down at his hand and he actually sees something on his hand. He makes another worker smell his hand to tell him what it is, to which they find out it's the tuna sandwich. It's the piece that was on her mouth. Somehow it got flung from her mouth to his hand and he is completely repulsed.
Disgusted.
He then says that he wants to fire her, get rid of her, whatever it may be. The worker actually says how much of an asset she is and how she's next in line for the VP. But Bradley says, no, she's not. He's not going to give it to her. He can't stand her. He's going to give it to someone else.
Went from happy to angry. Skip said, now I feel like kicking his ass.
To which we fast forward a little bit and then we actually get to see Linda finding out that she got overlooked for the VP spot. She takes the news pretty harshly and she actually musters up the courage to storm into Bradley's office. She demands that he talks to her, to which he agrees because he doesn't really have a choice, and he tells her to sit down and they'll talk it out. He basically glosses over why she's overlooked. He kind of tries to pinpoint it on her not having enough people skills, not being likable, even though she's well overqualified in every other aspect, and how he's going to give it to the other guy who he was frat partners with and also golf buddies. He then says how he thinks she has potential and that she can prove him wrong. All she needs to do is write up this report that they can present at this really big meeting that's coming up. So if she does that, potentially she can have a chance at either the VP spot or a different high up position. So Linda obviously takes this. She goes home. She works all night on this report and then she meets the guys bright and early at the airplane the next day. After they board the plane, Linda goes ahead and looks over her report while the other guys there are kind of just all talking and goofing around. So after the plane takes off, they go ahead and start joking around. The new VP decides to show Bradley a video so that they can get some laughs in. The video is actually one that Linda had submitted to Survivor. It's her audition tape.
Cue the music. Oh, waka, CNO maka. Nice.
So the other three guys get up, kind of crowd around Bradley so they can all watch Linda's audition tape together. While they're all there standing, laughing at Linda, even glancing over and looking at her, Linda realizes what's happening, sees it's her audition tape, and actually deletes the report that she's been working on. That's actually when the airplane starts to experience some turbulence and the fasten seatbelt sign comes on. While everybody straps in, Bradley looks at the three guys and basically says only people that are scared are going to sit down and strap in, even though he's sitting down and strapped in.
Scared? Yeah, you scared, ain't you?
So the other three guys actually stand up, and that's whenever everything goes wrong. The airplane starts to combust. We get a really cool scene where windows are busting, the airplane's ripping, the wind is going everywhere, Linda's just holding onto her seat. That's whenever the other guys, not the VP, the other two guys kind of get pulled out of the airplane. The VP gets flung towards Linda and she actually reaches out to save him. And he starts to climb up her to where he gets kind of really close to her and he says, "Give me your seat," like he's demanding she get out of his seat. After he demands she get out of her seat, he actually reaches up and starts to choke her. He's hanging on for his life, but he's still choking her. So Silverware's flying out of the plane. She actually grabs a fork and stabs him right in the arm.
I'm gonna stab your ass with this fork, do you hear me?
So that he'll let go, which he does. And as he's flying out of the airplane, his tie actually gets caught on the aircraft. So then we get a really funny scene, dark humor, but he's hanging on because of his tie, how it's stuck in the airplane. He's essentially stuck and he's hitting the outside of the plane and he's stuck by his neck, and Linda can see him through the window and he's asking Linda for help. He's begging her for help, to which she just pulls down the shade so she can't see him anymore. And that's whenever the airplane actually officially crashes. It lands into the water. Linda makes her way to the top of the water. She finds something to use as a raft and she kind of just blinks out. Linda then wakes up on the beach. She looks around, realizes it's a deserted island. There's nothing there. At least that's what she thinks at first.
Oh my gosh!
And that's actually whenever she spots Bradley. He's over to the side. She runs to him, realizes it's him. She sees that he's bleeding and his leg is messed up and he looks really dehydrated. So she goes ahead, pulls him further into the beach away from the water, and she actually starts to care for him. Linda then takes her skills and actually starts surviving. She makes a shelter for them. She makes a way to cut things with rocks. She gathers water. And when Bradley finally wakes up, he sees that Linda has been the one taking care of him. He asks if there's any other survivors. She says no, and he just kind of sits there. Since he can't really use his leg, he's kind of at her mercy, to which he doesn't really understand at first. He kind of tries to boss her around and tries to order her, saying he's the boss and she's his employee, to which she just gathers up her stuff and just walks away, leaving him alone. While Bradley's sitting there realizing, at first he's really stubborn. He's just like, she'll come back, and eventually, after she's not coming back, he starts to get really dehydrated and kind of go delirious, to which he blacks out. And Linda comes back because she's a good person, and she gives him water, to which she tells him, Bradley, we're not back at the office anymore.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
It's actually whenever Linda's out gathering supplies, water and such, she actually spots a boat, and at first she screams for the boat. She's like, hey, we're over here, but then she stops. She realizes how much she likes being on this island and how much control she has over Bradley, so she kind of hides behind a tree and waits for the boat to drive away. When she gets back to the beach, there's kind of like a time lapse of her and Bradley getting closer, surviving together, eating. She's providing for him. She actually goes out and kills a boar. It's this really kind of gross scene where she's stabbing this boar. It's not dying, it's like spraying blood on her, but also snot at the same time. She eventually does kill it all the way, and she brings it back to Bradley. She drops the head and the blood splatters all over him. So while Bradley's leg is slowly starting to heal, they decide to have him start walking around to make it stronger. Around the same time, he notices that Linda has a knife. He asks her where she got it from, and she's like, it washed up on the beach, isn't that crazy? And he just accepts that as a fact. So then Linda decides to take him on a very long hike up this mountain where she shows him like the land. She's like, there's nothing out that way, just see. Nothing out that way, just see. And then she kind of shows him there's a structure that kind of looks like this. And she's like, never go to those rocks that look like this, because it's only poison ivy and very dangerous stuff over there, and you don't want to hurt yourself again, so just don't even go over that way.
X marks the spot.
She also shows him what plants are safe to eat, shows him how to see poisonous berries, how she'll have an allergic reaction if she smashes them on her arm.
I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
So that's whenever Bradley decides to start making an escape plan. He acts really nice to Linda. He goes along with everything, learning everything he can. And in the meantime, he's actually building a raft. So then one night, he actually suggests that one night he should cook for them. She sits down, they're having a really nice time.
Who in the f*** made this?
She starts to feel really nauseous. She starts to get really dizzy and starts to throw up, and she actually collapses. And that's whenever Bradley makes a break for it. He grabs his raft, puts it into the water, looks back at Linda, flicks her off and says, F you, Linda, and starts to paddle off into the sea.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
And at first, we think he's gonna make it. He's breaking through the waves. It looks really safe and manageable. But then a very huge wave comes, destroys the entire raft, and takes him under the water.
And I hope the camera's rolling, because you're gonna want to watch it over and over and over and over again. It's gonna be awesome.
Linda actually saves him. Again, she also pukes all over him too, but she saves him nonetheless. She then feeds him a blue-ringed octopus that puts him in this paralyzed state. So while he's in this paralyzed state, we actually get to see this funny scene, dark funny, but she decides that she's going to castrate him. She tells him that if he's castrated, that he'll actually listen to her and trust her. So we have this scene where they're just staring at each other. She's going to town, cutting it, and then at the very end, he's like crying. He's like crying so much, but he can't move, can't do anything. She pulls it up, and it's actually just a rat. She had been killing a rat, basically trying to scare him into submitting.
Got him! Got him!
She tells him, even though she didn't cut him this time, that if he tries to run away again, that she will cut him for real. So then while Linda's out on another foraging mission, another boat actually starts to pull up to the island, and she can't hide. They see her, and on this boat, it's actually Bradley's fiance. Once they get to shore, the fiance starts asking so many questions, asking how Bradley is, where is he, this and that, to which the fiance and the guy that was driving the boat asked Linda to take them to Bradley. And Linda felt like she had no choice, so she's like, of course I'll take you, even though you can see she's kind of hesitant and doesn't actually want to.
Follow me, follow me, follow me.
She then takes them over to a very dangerous cliff, saying it's a shortcut to where Bradley is. And that's actually whenever the fiance falls off the cliff. The guy that was driving the boat grabs her, and they're both begging for Linda to help pull the fiance up.
Brother, help me!
To which, of course, Linda does not help pull them up. When she goes back to the camp, Bradley can tell something is up with her. She's acting real weird and suspicious. That's whenever a couple days later, he's wandering down the beach. He actually sees a hand sticking up from the sand.
Oh my God, who did that?
When he gets close, he realizes that it's his fiance's hand, especially because it's the ring hand and it's sticking up just like this out of the sand. I don't know why you would bury someone like that, but sure. Bradley goes ahead and takes off her ring and goes back to the beach to confront Linda. During the altercation, they're fighting. They're both getting in some very big blows. At one point, Bradley actually gets stabbed by the knife. And then we get a scene where Bradley is actually trying to run away from Linda, trying to flee. So he goes to the exact place where she said not to go, to the rocks that looked like the big old X. He's running towards there, and once he makes it around the corner, he actually notices a house. It's a big glass house, and he makes his way inside of there, and whenever he gets inside, he realizes that no one's there. And that's actually whenever Linda starts talking from some sort of speaker system. She knew he was gonna go there. Linda kind of taunts him over the speaker system, watching him from cameras. He's breaking cameras, so eventually she comes out with a shotgun. She tells him how stupid he is, how naive, how of course she didn't get a knife from the ocean washing it up.
That's because you're a dummy. Okay?
And you actually get to see how well prepared Linda actually is. She thought in advance. She thought that if Bradley ever found this house, he would go and look for weapons. She took out all the knives that he could find from this house. So while she's there holding him at gunpoint, they actually get into another altercation where they're both fighting, scrambling, hitting each other, to where Bradley actually gets the shotgun off of her. It's whenever he has her at gunpoint that he actually pulls the trigger and the gun jams. So that's whenever they get into another huge altercation. They're both just going at it. We don't know who's gonna win, to where Linda finally gets Bradley on the ground, and she picks up a golf club and actually swings it and lands the final blow. And that's actually whenever the time's gonna fast forward, and we're gonna see Linda Little playing golf. That's where reporters asking her all types of questions, and Linda speaks about how she has a survival book coming out about how you have to help yourself.
Everybody want to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
And that's where the movie ends. All in all, I really liked this movie. I gave it an 8 to 8.5 out of 10. I really like the comedy horror type movies. They're really funny. They don't make it so tense.
Okay.
I felt like their CGI was lacking in a lot of different visuals. I felt like the story was really good, and Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien created such a great movie. They had great chemistry. It was really believable. So if you want to see a movie about an overworked person finally getting her revenge and getting to kill her boss, I definitely think you should check out this movie. Alright, I want to thank you all so much for watching and making it this far into the video. Again, my name was Jackson, aka Nothing Speaks to Me, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Thank God.